Let's bring in Ohio Senator-elect Bernie Moreno. Senator-elect, fantastic to see you on this Thanksgiving Eve. You look at these threats against multiple cabinet picks and nominees after already 2 assassination attempts on President Trump himself. And this is meant to clearly interfere with leading, governing, and discourage people from service. FBI now, arrest now, Senator-elect.
I couldn't, look, Dagan, this is totally and completely unacceptable. It's a disgrace. Christopher Wray, Merrick Garland, and Joe Biden should be in front of a camera talking about how they're going to get to the bottom of this, reassure those nominees that we're going to do whatever it takes to protect them. This is, like you said, intended to be a chilling effect to discourage high-quality, qualified people from serving the administration. Look, this would never be allowed if the tables are turned. So if Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland and President Biden, you're listening, get in front of the camera right now and assure these people that you're going to protect them and keep them safe.
Yeah, and the cabinet filling out, Senator-elect, but you've got 2 positions that we don't know the answer to yet. That's the AI czar and the crypto czar. You're a pretty good guy to ask about that. So let me ask you, what do you want to see in those 2 positions, or maybe they'll be combined into one?
Yeah, we need somebody who's going to ensure that future technologies, the innovations of the future, happen right here in the United States of America, not in China and not in Europe. This administration, thanks to radicals like the guy I just defeated and Elizabeth Warren, are the reason why these companies are looking to go overseas. So this is a critical position. I applaud President Trump for thinking about this. He's one step ahead as usual. And this person will help ensure not only that crypto blossoms here in America and AI regulations happen here in America, but future technologies happen in this country. It's essential for our national security and our economic security.
And so far in the last 4 years, Senator-elect, all they've done is essentially set fire to money, trying to spend it on technologies that don't work and misdirecting capital away potentially from new innovations. And I talk about President Trump is going to try and at least stop the spending or redirect the billions of dollars in unspent funds that is just in the Green New Deal, dubbed the Inflation Reduction Act, trying to hoodoo the American people. But there's also something that the president has talked about trying to do, and that's there's $3.5 billion in unspent money just in the EPA. But there's the Impoundment Control Act that went into effect 50 years ago, and that prevents the president, the executive branch, from stopping spending. That it makes the president essentially spend money that's been appropriated, rather than just saying, hey, if it's unspent, it's unspent.
Well, we can go in session right after President Trump gets inaugurated and stop that legislatively. Look, the Inflation Reduction Act was the biggest scam perpetrated among the American taxpayers ever. EV incentives that are costing this country hundreds of billions of dollars that basically subsidizes Chinese technology, Chinese materials. We're going to get rid of all those incentives. We're going to make it so that people can buy whatever car they want. We're going to stop wasting taxpayer dollars, and every cent we do spend is going to benefit American citizens. That's what was litigated a little over 3 weeks ago. This idea that the people in Washington, D.C. should look out for American citizens and their interests above all else. So these car companies got to get ready. You got to start making cars that people actually want again, right, and you'll flourish here in the United States.
Well, so if we're not going to do all the EV chargers, what kind of infrastructure would you actually like to see?
Well, we need to make certain that we have high quality roads and bridges, airports, real infrastructure, tunnels, make certain that we take care of traffic congestion. Those are the things that we should be investing money on, not social experiments, pet projects, things that just absolutely don't work. Windmills, taking over farms, solar farms that replace high quality farmland with these disgraceful solar panels that are mostly made in China. Our energy infrastructure needs a lot of love. That's pipelines to make sure that we can tap into this energy resource we have in this country.
Bernie, Senator-elect, you will be, I believe, the first senator who ever worked as a car dealer and car salesman. And you spent a lot of your career doing just that. I think you started at Saturn. But the first thing that you would do, I'm guessing, is rip up the tailpipe emissions regulations that came out of the EPA that are forcing automakers to make these electric vehicles, despite the fact they can't sell them.
Yeah, 100%. So number one, get rid of the EV incentives. Number two, get rid of the rules that created the mandate. And number three, stop allowing California to dictate the nation's emission standards. We're going to have one emission standard for the entire country. And then most importantly, we got to bring manufacturing back at scale in this country. We've shipped 3 million cars to Canada and Mexico that could be made right here in the United States of America. So let's have a renaissance of American automotive manufacturing. That's what I'm going to work on. Yeah. Hopefully, they'll call me the car czar in the Senate.
So this is a big deal, especially with all the tariff talk. So is that like a tax story, corporate tax story to get more of the car manufacturing back here? Is it a labor department story? What needs to happen to really make that possible?
Well, let's give tax breaks to companies that make cars here in America and charge them a much higher tax rate if they ship our jobs overseas. Let's make certain we get rid of ridiculous regulations that have pushed these companies to look elsewhere. And let's make certain that we give them a good workforce. You know, we're stigmatizing people who don't go to college. Let's invest in our trade schools. Right. Those are the things that we can do to really create an environment in which car companies want to make cars here in America, and then get rid of all the artificial barriers in other countries that prohibit our great cars from going there. So we're going to make a lot of headway here. This is why Ohio voted so strongly for President Trump. Yeah. We need to make American cars right here in scale, and we can do it.
I will soon be a new Ohio resident, so you will be my senator. I'm just going to leave you
with
that. No
pressure, though. No pressure, okay?
One more voter.
Yeah, exactly. Bernie Moreno, Senator-elect from the fantastic state of Ohio, my chosen home. Thank you, sir.